penalised, and Norris can't fight his way by. We go to turn one. No, he's ripped off the front wing. The McLarens collide. Lando Norris into the wall.
What if your teammate's one mistake just handed you the championship? What if the crash that shocked the F1 world wasn't just an accident, but a turning point that changed everything? In Montreal, Oscar Piastri didn't just survive Lando Norris crashing into the back of his car, he capitalized on it. And now, with a commanding 22-point championship lead and whispers that McLaren has already made their internal decision, the F1 world is asking one question: has Norris just blown his title shot? This wasn't just a racing incident. This was the moment that flipped the 2025 championship on its head. And if you think McLaren's let them race policy is still in play, think again. It happened with just laps to go in Canada. Norris, running behind Piastri in fourth, finally had the pace to make a move. He'd been the faster driver all race long, closing the gap lap by lap. This was his moment to strike back. But instead of executing a clean overtake, Norris misjudged the distance. He clipped the back of Piastri's McLaren, damaging his own car and ending his race instantly. Norris hit the back of Piastri's car as the title-challenging pair battled over fourth place in the closing laps of the last race in Montreal, with the Briton largely taking much of the sting out of the incident by immediately accepting blame for the incident and apologizing to Piastri and the team. Piastri? He kept his cool, continued racing, and crossed the line in fourth. Just like that, what should have been damage limitation became a championship-defining moment. The Australian extended his points lead and watched his biggest rival eliminate himself from the fight. While McLaren publicly insists both drivers will continue racing freely, retired F1 driver Ralf Schumacher isn't buying it, and his assessment is brutal. I believe that it is now internally decided that Piastri is the man the team will focus on in terms of the World Championship, Schumacher told Sky Deutschland. Lando shows too many weaknesses and makes too many mistakes, including his senseless driving into the back of Oscar in Canada. Schumacher didn't stop there. He delivered what might be the harshest criticism Norris has faced all season. He has apologized, and that shows what a great person he is. But it's no use, because great people rarely win titles. Those words hit different when you realize Norris has now dropped 22 points behind Piastri in a championship that was supposed to be his for the taking. Let's break down what Montreal really cost Norris. Before the crash, he was in striking distance. After it, the championship picture looks completely different. Piastri now leads with 198 points. Norris sits on 176. That 22-point gap might not sound massive, but in a season where every point matters, and with 14 races still to go, it's the kind of deficit that can define careers. And it's not just about the points, it's about momentum. Piastri has shown ice-cold composure under pressure, while Norris is starting to crack when it matters most. Team principal Andrea Stella said after the race that while there would be tough conversations back at their factory before this weekend's Austrian Grand Prix, he stressed the incident would not have any impact on the way they go racing, and the papaya rules the drivers have agreed to abide by. But actions speak louder than press releases. While Stella talks about full support for Norris, the reality is harder to ignore. One driver is leading the championship after staying mistake-free. The other just cost himself valuable points with a senseless error. We want to give Lando and Oscar opportunities to race and opportunities to be at the end of the season in the position that they deserve to be in based on their merit, based on their performance, based on the racing quality that they have expressed through the season. Stella explained, the key word there, merit. And right now, merit is on Piastri's side. Even 2016 world champion Nico Rosberg, who knows a thing or two about championship pressure, has made his prediction clear. I think now Piastri has become the favorite. He's just solid, he doesn't make mistakes, always delivering 100%. That's super impressive. Rosberg's assessment of the crash? It's just a misjudgment, a strange misjudgment. But you know, at the end of the race there, it's a very tough race mentally and your concentration struggles, and that I think led Lando into a misjudgment. When a former champion calls your mistake strange and points to mental weakness under pressure, that's not a good look for someone chasing a first title. Here's what makes this situation even more dangerous for Norris. Everyone can see he was the faster driver in Montreal. He closed a multi-second gap and was in position to win the battle, but he lost the war by losing his composure. That's the kind of mistake that champions don't make. And it's exactly the kind of mistake that hands championships to your teammate. Piastri didn't need to be faster in Montreal, he just needed to be smarter, and that cold, calculated approach is exactly what wins titles. This weekend's Austrian Grand Prix isn't just another race, it's Norris's chance to prove that Montreal was a one-off, or confirm that he's cracking under championship pressure. But with McLaren potentially shifting their internal support behind Piastri, and with the Australian driver holding all the momentum, Norris faces his biggest test yet. The championship lead is one thing, the psychological advantage is another, and right now, Piastri holds both. Montreal wasn't just a racing incident, it was a championship statement. Piastri proved he can handle pressure while his teammate crumbles. He showed the composure of a champion while Norris showed the desperation of someone who knows his chance is slipping away. McLaren can talk about equal treatment all they want, but when one driver is leading the championship and the other just threw away crucial points with a rookie mistake, the decision makes itself. Oscar Piastri didn't just survive that crash in Montreal, he used it to take control of the 2025 championship. And if Norris can't find an answer fast, that title race might already be over. The bombshell isn't what happened in Montreal, it's what it revealed about who really has the mental strength to win a championship. And right now, all signs point to the cool, calm Australian who just turned his teammate's mistake into his biggest advantage. Don't miss a second of this championship battle. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon to catch every twist, turn, and drama as Piastri and Norris fight for the 2025 title. Will Norris bounce back in Austria? Or is Piastri already unstoppable? Find out in our next video.